Alright guys, in today's video we're going to talk about why automated trading is better than manual trading and the reasons why, and I'll make my case extremely clear. But first of all, we need to clean the cars, man. I haven't cleaned my cars in a month or more and they're starting to look really dirty. So first of all, we're going to go ahead and clean the Lambo. Also going to have a fun joyride while doing it, right? That's the perk of this, is you get to have fun while you're also driving somewhere. And yeah, let's clean these bad boys. Let's take them to the car wash. And while we're doing that, we're gonna talk about why trading bots are just much better than manual trading. All right, so we are on the road right now. Woo-hoo. You hear that? That's why you buy a Lamborghini and not a Tesla, because of that same exact reason. The feeling you get, worth the money, I'll tell you that. Matter of fact, I'm thinking of, because I don't really want to buy another supercar. I find myself barely even using this one. All right, let me put it in Strata. Sports is too loud. But yeah, I don't think I want to buy another supercar because I barely even use this one. But I was thinking of maybe upgrading this one, putting a supercharger on it so that it's 800 horsepower instead of 600. Because I feel like this one is just a bit slow. At 600, it's just a bit slow. And I wish you could get that extra speed from this. I don't think I want to go the twin turbo route. But at this point, I'm just blabbing about cars. And I don't know if you guys even care about cars. So let's get back on subject. Why are trading bots better than manual trading? Now, is that even a true statement? It can be a true statement. Is it always a true statement? No, it really entirely depends on the bot that you're using and also on the user themselves, on you as a person. Some people just prefer manual trading and it will work out better for them. Some people prefer trading bots. They prefer the extra autonomy. They prefer the extra ease of mind that there's an algorithm that was specifically designed to do something and that's all it will do based on the inputs that you give it. Compared to manual trading where basically you are the algorithm. Based on your trading strategy or system, you just have to apply all of your rules all at the same time. And sometimes we're humans, we're not perfect, and that can mess us up, especially when it comes to the psychological departments, which by the way, still exists even if you're trading with trading bots. The psychology is still in place, albeit it is less, but it still exists. And you can still sabotage your trading results even with a trading bot if you're manually intervening too much because of your weak psychology. So no matter which route you go, that psychology part still gonna need to get worked on, but at different levels, of course. Now, what's the cons of manual trading? Like, I don't hate it, don't get me wrong. That's how I started too. That's how I learned all of the basics. That's how I got profitable for my first year. It was through manual trading. But let's be honest, we're living in a world that's changing extremely fast with AI technology, with algorithms, with all of these things in place. It's changing pretty fast. And at some point, it's just really going to be just algorithm versus algorithm trading. It already is like that, especially in bigger markets like stock markets and stuff like that, where there's big market makers. It's just algorithms versus algorithms, and then looking to get your money as a retail trader, really. So at some point, when do you join the big guys? When do you start using algorithms? When do you get smarter and start using the algorithms as well to your advantage to make the money? And I mean, that's a question you gotta really ask yourself, right? Because it's very clear that that's the direction that the world in general is going through, and especially trading as well. So what are the cons of manual trading? First of all, it has a massive, when I say massive, I mean a massive learning curve. Most traders are not profitable for years on end. Let's be fucking honest. Like, trying to control your own emotions while at the same time trying to really understand what's the best entry that you need, right? While at the same time trying to manage how much risk to use and what your lot sizes should be, while at the same, and all of this is happening all at the same time in a split second, or not necessarily a split second, but at the same time while you're trying to make a decision on when to open your trade. And it just adds up. It's just a whole lot, especially for a beginner. It's overwhelming, which is why most traders don't really get profitable till years and years and years later, while most of them don't ever get profitable, to be honest. So it's just a massive learning curve to be able to think that a beginner will have such control over all of these different inputs by themselves. And especially as a beginner trader, you're an extremely emotional creature. It's just almost impossible. It makes sense why a lot of people fail, especially with manual trading. Now, does that mean that automated trading just fixes all of this stuff? No, absolutely not. But it fixes a lot of it, and it just increases your odds of success. And why is that? Well, simply, one of the marketing slogans you see a lot when it comes to trading bots is that it has no emotions, right? Which, I mean, as corny as it sounds, it is true. It's an algorithm based on certain inputs, meaning if you give it this input and this input and this input, that's what it will do, and it won't go out of that, right? Now, mind you, not all EAs are built the same. Not all automated trading strategies are the same. Some are much superior than others. For example, let me give you an example. I'm making this video because we're doing a webinar on October 30th at 6 p.m. EST for the massive big launch of our new EA, Archangel X. Now, before Archangel X, as you can see on my YouTube channel, we also had a trading bot. We called it the prop bot or prop from EA, whatever. And these two are extremely different how they work. One is vastly superior than the other, meaning Archangel X, of course, which is why we're doing the webinar for it on October 30th, which you need to attend to. I'll put the link in the description. And if you're watching this in the future, I'll just put the link so you can check out videos on it and whatnot, because at that point, the webinar would have already been done. Anyways, there's a major difference between these two. You see, with the prop bot, while it was an amazing EA and we had thousands of people make tons of money with it, it still had its limitations. Now, I won't talk about all bots in general. Each bot will have its own limitations, but I'll give you a specific side-by-side comparison to my bots that I've created, and how over time, because technology got better, because of all of this stuff that we've been experiencing lately, because of AI, how we've been able to take a strategy and then make it 100 times better. Well, actually, they use different strategies, but I meant a trading bot and make it 100 times better. So first of all, some of the limitations. So even with a trading bot, there is limitations, right? So some of the limitations with the prop bot, which was our first EA, which we released 3 or 4 years ago at this point, and it's still doing amazing today, which is crazy. So I can only imagine what the new one will do. But with the prop bot, one of the biggest issues was, first of all, it was limited to what kind of market conditions it could be used on. So if you're one of my members, you already know the answer. This bot worked amazingly well on ranging markets. But as soon as it wasn't ranging, as soon as it was a different type of thing, a different type of condition, you would start losing money. So it meant that you would have to be very specific on how you use it. Meaning that you would still have to be manually involved in it. You would still have to watch the charts. You would still have to understand price action to understand, is it trending? Is it ranging right now? Is it sideways? Is it this? Is it that? So there's still an involvement of your part that's still like active every trading day, right? So that was one of the biggest flaws, is that the market conditions that it works on are limited. And then also when it comes to putting it on, putting it off, the EA won't just know that by itself. It's not smart enough to figure those inputs out. You would have to manually put that, or manually just turn it on and off. And especially because it was built on an older platform, which is MetaTrader 4, and there's a lot of coding abilities that are just vastly inferior compared to the newer platforms like MetaTrader 5, for example. And because of that, a lot of features we were not really able to take full advantage of, or some features wouldn't necessarily be optimized, let's say, right? Okay, the second biggest fault or biggest problem with it was that the way that it was built, and because it's built on the MetaTrader 4, it was really impossible to create profitable set files without having to go one by one, testing one input after another yourself. So this is a big flaw because, I mean, let's say you just got this thing. Of course, you sit down, you watch the course. Now what? We give you some set files. We give you some set files that have worked in the past and this, and that. But let's be honest, set files that have worked in the past don't necessarily mean that they will work in the present. The conditions where they were built on, the conditions when they were built on and it was profitable, for example, let's say last year, today's market conditions versus last year are extremely different, right? And if that is the case, for example, this year is a presidential election, that market structure and whatever is happening and how it's affected and the things that it's affected by is extremely different than a year like last year where there was no elections. It was just a regular chill year, right? Now, of course, there are things that also affected, like war and Iran threat bombs and this, that, but that's still happening even right now, plus an election. So the conditions are vastly different. And if you try to use that set file from last year on today's markets, could it work? There's a chance that it could. There's also a chance that it doesn't work. So that means that you would need to go ahead and do your own testing on current market conditions, on how it would play out and how it would work today, and you would need to go ahead and do it yourself. You would need to sit down, create an account, and start testing it day by day yourself, and it will take you such a long time to figure out your answer on is this set file even worth using right now? And sometimes the answer is no. Sometimes the answer is yes. The problem is the amount of time it would take before you know if it is a yes or a no, right? Because you would need to manually do this whole process, and that in itself would take a lifetime, and a lot of people are not willing to do that. So they would just download a set file that's already there. Maybe it was uploaded last year, maybe it was uploaded 6 months ago. They just use it, and then some people would have success, some people would not have success. But it's not a reliable strategy of creating set files, which is why okay, before we go into the pros of Archangel and why it's better, let me see, what's another flaw? I think those are the two biggest flaws when it comes to this, because of the strategy itself, because of how it was built. The bot itself was, like I said prior, is still very hands-on. It's not really a hands-off bot, the old one I'm talking about. So you still had a lot of manual involvement, and it is due to the strategy being used. So yeah, it kind of removes away from the experience that you want, which is, hey, I want an automated trading bot. If I want an automated trading bot, I want it to be automated, right? That's the biggest thing, or as automated as possible, at least, right? Of course. Now let's talk over to Archangel, what we changed, why it's much better, all of these things. So first of all, we learned from our limitations from the previous bot. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not shitting on our old trading bot. We're not currently selling it anymore, really, but I'm not shitting on it. It's still an amazing product. Matter of fact, it's been cloned so many times. You know how many people just went and just stole our bot and just like made it their own thing? It's been stolen so many fucking times, which is a testament that it's because it works, right? If it was shit, not a lot of people would go ahead and try to replicate it and steal it and clone it. Anyways, the thing about it is, we learned from our limitations. We learned from the mistakes of the past. We learned, and of course, since there was a 3-4 year period between releasing one versus the other, we have a lot of data that we were able to use, and also we've had a lot of time to increase our experience when it comes to the coding, to when it comes to our team, when it comes to how we code certain things. All of that we were able to improve on because of our previous experience. We've been in this game for a long time right now, especially in Forex years, like being around for 4 years is like unheard of, because everyone just be scamming for 3-4 months and then you never hear of them again, right? That's just the space that we're in. But being around for 4 years, that's a good testament that, hey, we're here to last, and we're still here. I mean, I don't want to expose all plans, but we're about to get into future bots and all kinds of stuff that will just propel us forwards. Anyways, back to Archangel. What we learned from was changing the strategy. We needed to change the strategy completely to make it not only, because the prop bot only had one strategy. So we were like, okay, because it only has one strategy, this limits us to only ranging markets, because that's where it worked best for that specific strategy. So with Archangel, we were like, we should slap 4 different strategies that you can turn on or off individually. Meaning, let's say you just want to trade RSI, you could. Let's say you want to try RSI, but with Bollinger Bands, you could as well. Or you want to trade them separately, whatever. And it's just like, we added all the best indicators out there so you can have the most confluences on whether something is ranging or trending. And because of that, you could trade both. We added like 4 different strategies that could be traded at the same time or separately. Or maybe you want 2 of them on, 2 of them off. There's so many different combinations that you could have that can be profitable or not profitable, right? We'll get into that in a second on how to know what is what. But anyways, because of that, it just makes it extremely much more versatile. Do you want to have your bot trade single entries and it's like trading like once, twice a week, taking like sniper trades that are extremely accurate? Or do you want it to be like it's much more active, it's taking 50 trades a day, 100 trades a day, and is more of like a high frequency kind of bot, not the arbitrage one, but high frequency amount of trades? What do you want it? With Archangel, we can control that. And again, what market conditions do you want it to trade? Do you want it to trade ranging? Do you want it to trade trending markets? Do you want it to trade sells only while it's trending down? Do you want it to trade buys only while it's trending up? What do you want? Do you want it to reverse the trades and you find like the worst strategy ever and then just click reverse so it will take the opposite of whatever the worst strategy you found is? All of these things are now a possibility that just makes this much more versatile. And that's a key difference, is versatility. How many different conditions can you use this on? How usable is it? Now, for example, there are still limitations to this. Just be completely honest. It's still not usable during news. If you still have it on during news, you will still get clapped, which you don't want. So, of course, there's still limitations like that. And news, well, we're thinking of developing a different EA that is just for news. So that way we would have Archangel X used for majority of the time, and then when it's a news event, maybe we'll have an EA specifically just for the news events. And yeah, we are thinking about that. Anyways, for now, for example, the limitations is news. Good thing about it is you don't need to worry about it. We have built-in news filter, but not only that, it's a built-in news filter that extracts directly from websites like Forex Factory. It extracts data directly from there, and while you're doing your back testing and your forward testing, it includes that data from the news in there. So now you're when you're back testing or whatever, it's keeping in mind that there was a news event during this day and this day and this day. So we are extracting all of that data, which makes our back test and forward test extremely accurate, making it easy to know which set file will be profitable on a live market condition compared to which one would not be, right? Okay, so that's the first thing. It's the versatility, is the different strategies all at the same time. One of the other things that we've added and that we've had to change was, like I said, one of the limitations of prop bot was the set files, right? So we created an automated set file creation process. That's right. We spent so much money creating an external platform where you literally give it a couple of XML files, which, by the way, we show you how to export that and how to create that. And from that data that you export from your EA, it will create thousands of different set file combinations. Now, listen, inside of each of those set files, for example, One of them might have RSI on. One of them might not have RSI on. One of them might have an RSI period of 80. One of them might have an RSI period of 50. One of them might have an EMA crossing at this. One of them might have the equity protection at this. You get different thousands of combinations that are extremely different than each other, and that you could download in one click. And all of them, it will show you what's the estimated profit compared to the estimated drawdown. It will do the lot size calculation for you in order for you to respect that drawdown. It's crazy what we've been able to build, and it's extremely advanced. But again, not all the set files that it will create are profitable. Again, we'll show you all of this stuff on the webinar, or if this is way past the webinar date, it's probably videos down here or even on my channel which shows this process. You could go ahead and watch that. Right now I'm talking before even release, but you'll be able to see that, okay, let's say it created 5,000 set files. You'll be able to see the estimated profit compared to drawdown. And some of them are unprofitable, and it will tell you, hey, this is unprofitable. Now there's an extra step which is called validating the set file. This is where we download that set file, then we run it through a backtest process. We run it through a forward test process to make sure that the data that was shown on there is accurate, or as close to accurate as possible. Sometimes it's not going to be 100% accurate. Let's say if it says, oh, it made 50,000 in a month, but then you did the backtest or a forward test and it did 27,000, or like, there's still discrepancies there, but you will be able to know whether a set file is profitable or not before you even touch live markets. Before you have a lot of validation, a lot of information about the set file, how it performs on the live market condition as well, without having to test it on the live market, which is why brings us to another point, which is the platform that is built on. This EA, the new one, is built on MetaTrader 5. Now, a lot of people love MetaTrader 4, and including myself, our old bot is built on MetaTrader 4 mainly, and then we translated it to a MetaTrader 5, but most people still use it on MetaTrader 4. The problem with MetaTrader 4 is it's a very old platform. MetaTrader 4 was, I don't know when it was released, but I think, if I'm not mistaken, probably like before 2010, right? So at this point, it's a very old platform. It does not have the coding abilities. The coding language of it does not have as much flexibility when it comes to the strategy, when it comes to what it's able to do, when it comes to all of these things, and especially the back testing and forward testing modules inside of MetaTrader 4 are absolute garbage and are not accurate whatsoever. They are not accurate at all, which is why a lot of people have problems with MetaTrader 4 backtesting and forward testing. Is just trash. Whereas MetaTrader 5, you have the options to use 100% tick data, meaning it's taking 100% accurate tick data from the markets. Not only that, in MetaTrader 5, you can run forward tests. It will go and do in the past. So for example, let's say today is October, right? Let's say we go back to September. It can go back to September and do live market executions in September and give you the results. And it will be different than the back test. It will be much more accurate to where you can actually expect, with real fills, with real spreads, with real everything that depends on the broker that you're backtesting / forward testing on. By the way, these are two separate things. We talk about all of this stuff inside of our program when you do purchase Archangel X. By the way, this is really simple. Probably sounds complicated right now, but honestly, it'll take you like 1 hour or 2 hours to figure it out, and then it's just a copy paste process. It's amazing. But yeah, the platform that is built on is extremely important. If you're built on an old platform that just does not have the capabilities of doing XYZ and is just basically outdated, what can you expect? Of course, the EA will not be as powerful as something that's built on a much newer platform like MetaTrader 5, and is specifically for that. So the platform does matter. Now, are we gonna lose people because people still want to use MetaTrader 4, this, that? Maybe, but if you're stubborn that, hey, you love MetaTrader 4 to the point that where you don't like money, then maybe you shouldn't be buying this in the first place. Because if you like money more than you fucking care about what platform you're using, because I don't care what platform I use. I could be using fucking TradeLocker, DXTrade, whatever is like, has the most capabilities and is most profitable, I'll go ahead and use that. which right now is none of those things, and is actually MetaTrader 5 has the best inbuilt coding abilities and backtesting / forward testing abilities, is MetaTrader 5. So we're gonna use the best one. I don't care about, but I'm used to MetaTrader 4. They literally look the same. There's nothing different about them. Literally, if you can use MetaTrader 4, you can use MetaTrader 5. There's nothing different about them except the back end of them, like the coding and stuff, like back end stuff. For you as a front-facing customer, there is no difference between the two. It would be extremely stupid to not go over to a MetaTrader 5 just because, hey, but I'm used to MetaTrader 4. Like, what? No, bro. That is literally the same thing. Have you ever opened up MetaTrader 5 on your computer and then open MetaTrader 4? It's like no difference. The difference is in the back end of it, the processing power, the back testing / forward testing abilities, all of that. That's where the difference is, not visually. Visually is the same, is literally the same product. But the capabilities are extremely different. Anyways, that's one of the other things, the platform that it was built on. But yeah, I mean, this video is long enough. We've been blabbing here for a lot of time. And when we take something like an Archangel X, right, and then we compare it to manual trading, now you can see why trading bots will just outperform manual traders, because of these new capabilities on these newer trading platforms. Well, it's not new, but on these more developed trading platforms, you get much more coding ability, you get much more hands-off options for you to be able to do things that you couldn't do otherwise. And especially if you're manually trading, like, how are you going to manage all of this stuff? Like instead of you having to manually check, oh, is the RSI overbought or oversold? Oh, is the EMA crossed or not? Oh, is what is our ADX showing? Is it like the volumes is high or is it not? Is it range? Like, instead of doing all of this yourself, just let the fucking bot do it for you. At this point, we've gotten to the point where bots are smart enough to be able to detect that based on the inputs that you put. So why bother? Why bother? It's like writers today. You think writers today still sit down and try to think of ideas themselves? They just go and use ChatGPT. That's it. Technology has evolved to a point where it can do a lot for you. So why still do it yourself? It makes no sense. If I want to write an email or something and I have a draft idea, I'll just give that draft idea to ChatGPT and it will flesh out the whole email, for example, right? This is why a lot of writers are in danger of losing their job, because a lot of AI writing modules are just getting that good. They're becoming that good. You don't need to think about your next IG caption. You just let AI think about it, right? And it's the same thing when it comes to trading bots. Why do all of the stuff yourself when you can just let AI or trading bots or algorithm that are built for this do it for you? It just makes much more sense. And that's how I conclude this video. That is why trading bots are better than manual trading and will increasingly get extremely much better than manual trading. Right now, maybe the margin is not that high of how much better it is, but as time goes, as technology advances, it will become a major margin, and probably 10-20 years into the future, there will be no manual trading. It will be AI versus AI trading. It will be algorithm versus algorithm. Who has built the best algorithm? That's who makes the most money. Whoever has the best algorithm makes the most money. That's it. Whoever has the best coding abilities, whoever has the best case of using AI and being able to code it and build it, that's who's gonna make the most money. You'll see. You'll see. Watch this video 20 years from now, and you'll be like, oh damn, this guy was right. But why wait 20 years? By that time, the ship has already sailed. You can start right now. We're already almost there when it comes to this stuff. We're like 90% there. There's still 10% of like advancements that it will take for it to be like next level, that it just thinks for itself and whatnot. Right now, you still give it inputs. Anyways, man, I'm saying all of this to say that manual trading is soon going to be obsolete, and that it's better to start replacing it with trading bots right now, because you have the ability to do so. And honestly, the pricing and whatnot is not that crazy. It's not, the pricing is not stupid, right? You're not going to invest $50,000 to get a trading bot. You can. There are some that cost that much, by the way, but still, it's just much more worth it. And if you want to learn more about Archangel X, again, I'm doing a webinar completely free on October 30th, and it will be the grand reveal, the grand finale reveal of what we've been working on for the past couple of years. We've already at like 80 something percent capacity. I'm uploading this on Monday, so by the time, and the webinar is happening on Wednesday, so for sure it will be at full capacity. But yeah, I just wanted to make this little video as a boost to get that extra, I don't know, 15% that's left to sign up. And then yeah, I'll see you guys inside. Can't wait to show you, can't wait to reveal all the features and stuff like that. And from there on out, you'll start seeing much more content that I do when it comes to either live trading, when it comes to just overall cool content on YouTube, doing like account flips and stuff with the Archangel, doing set file creations in front of you. So many things that we could build out, so much content that we could make with this new year. I'm super excited for the future and for what it has in store for us. So yeah guys, see you October 30th. And if you're watching this in the future and it's past October 30th, now I'm sure there's something in the description down below which basically gives you more information on the same bot that I'm talking about. At that point, there's probably much more results. There's probably more newer YouTube videos about it, all kinds of stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna stop talking right now because I've been talking a lot. God damn. And I'm gonna let you go on with your life. But before you do that, click the link in the description, sign up for the free webinar, and I'll see you inside.